Assalamualaikum and welcome everyone. This is STPD 2013 Sejarah and Falsafah Sains slide presentation of Muhammad Syarul Hakimi bin Muhammad Faizal A175078 and Norashiki binti Arifin A175028. In this presentation, we both agreed to choose question 20, which is research and study in science may bring benefit and advancement, but it also coincides with increasing immortality and destruction. Should we stop science? Discuss.
Okay, before we dive deeper into our topic, we need to know first what science exactly is. Science, as we all know, is a system of knowledge that covers the general truth and tested through the scientific method. And the scientific methods are observation, question or creating problem, research, we find out or search of an existing result, hypothesis or prediction on the outcome of the experiment, we conducting experiment and collecting data, test the hypothesis, either the hypothesis is accepted or rejected, draw a conclusion or making conclusion based on our hypothesis, and finally report. We compile from the observation until the conclusion. So science is about learning the uniqueness of our natural world and of course our solar system and the universe. It's helped us on expanding our knowledge and imagination to understand the unknown.
Two sense of science. Theoretically, science is both beneficial and disastrous. Human life has gradually been better since the knowledge of science is practiced in everyday life. Advancement of technology and science make everything faster and easier, saving life and increase life expectancy. However, in the goods there are also bads. On the other side of the coin, science had caused unexpected disadvantages. Some people use science for destructive purposes, threatening nature of life with chemicals and eventually destroying the world as well as humanity. In the right hands, science can lead human civilization into perfection, while in the wrong hands, science can perish everything we had come to know.
For the pros of science, science lead to knowledge and discovery. Science broaden our understanding about life, the earth, the galaxy, and many more. Almost every day, scientists in every branch of science do some research for every aspect of life. For example, did you know how we understand genetics? The guys named Gregor Mendel helped us by doing some research and observation on the inheritance patterns of guardian peas. With the improvement and updates of genetic from every scientist, it's built up our understanding and we know more about genetic. Other than that, we know more about lineage, mutation, and so on. Next, science also defies false belief. Science channels us out of ignorance and down a path of realization. Okay, did you know about germ theory? Germ theory states that the infectious disease in our body causes by microorganisms, prions, and virus. Basically, the germ theory are evolved from miasma theory that also evolved from humoral theory. Humoral theory states that the ailment and sickness of our body causes by the imbalance of four body liquid. Our medical model was built up on that false belief, the humoral theory. But with the discovery and modernization, it's changed the belief and corrected it.
Now, I would like to present the cons of science. First of all, science poses a huge moral dilemma, as there is something cold and cynical about it. Maybe because of the refusal to accept that light might have more than what meets the eye. As much as science has clarified most of the things we had come to know, it will also remove the mystery of the natural world and the beauty of the unknown. When everything needs to be proven to be believed, most of the people will brush off the idea of the unthinkable. For instance, most people do not believe in the existence of spirit and ghosts, even if there is something paranormal happen in front of their very own eyes. This is because there is no proven facts or explanation behind those occurrences. Not everything that cannot be proven or explained does not exist. It just shows that we just scared to acknowledge such things for the fear of the unknown. Next, science also overlaps with spirituality. Matter of faith naturally come into conflict with scientific in the war. They exist in different worlds. Science is a world of objectivity while spirituality is one of subjectivity. For example, I believe in a particular God. This belief brings me hope, contentment, and makes me a better person. Meanwhile, a person of a strong science will come to me and tell me that I'm deceiving myself, deluded and foolish. This is very unfair and insulting. This just shows that even though science is very important, it also stops a person from attaining hope and positivity that faith and religion can provide. Science threatens our well-being and the natural world. It seems like science put discovery above all else. It's the dark side of the disciplines. It's the matter of progress and discovery at all costs, no matter what the consequences are. We do inhuman and unspeakable things in the name of science, like experimenting on animals, destroying the natural world, and creating nuclear weapons. Think about the psychology study of the mid-20th century. By today's standard, they were unethical at the best and heinous human rights violation at worst. And yet, we justify and explain such things away as necessary for scientific progress. Last but not least, science makes the future feel uncertain. With the rapid of science and technology advancement, it is inevitable to wonder how the future will be. The fast changes within a short time can sometimes be overwhelming and hard to keep up. Humans become greedy and power-thirsty as they seek more and more scientific knowledge, eventually risking losing their sanity and morality. More people want to prove the idea of perfect civilization, a life where every comments on the tips of their fingers, and challenge the impossible. The aftermath will not only harm the world, but also affecting the living thing, including human itself, in which it can lead to destruction and annihilation of our world and existence.
For me, science should not be stopped. The development of technologies we use nowadays because of science. The modern way of life and culture depends on it. Leads us humanity to new discoveries that revolutionize life itself. But science needs ethics for it to functioning well, and does not cause any harms or destruction to surrounding either the nature, the wildlife, or human itself.
From my standpoint, I agree with stopping science, but only certain aspects that should be banned, especially the kind that bring destruction and chaos. Science such as killing machines, weapons, and chemical explosion should be stopped at all costs, even for defense mechanism. We should be spreading kindness and hope through science, not masquerade and bloodbath. By stopping illegal and inhuman scientific progression, we can restore the world peace and prevent future demolition.